Well, howdy, 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 y'all. Teresa here. Just me and the critters. Brad down to bathhouse, taking a shower. Let me show you the critters real quick. There's La Charlie. Charlie! Charlie, are you sleeping? There's Nixie. She's sleeping. There's Mama. She's sleeping. And the cat's going in the litter box. So, that's, there you have it. Everybody's sleeping. Except for me. Let me put you guys back on here. Have this little tower thing kind of built. Let's see. I'll get the hang of this yet. Whoa. Come on. There you go. I didn't think that I could get this going because it kept telling me that there was no the camera wasn't detected. Well, I was plugging in the wrong thing. I was plugging in the cord to the for the to charge the phones. Go figure. So, and I got to remind myself to look here, not look here. So, cause I'm used to using just the built-in webcam. So, um, let's see. I'm trying to think of when I did the video later last night. I remember that. Um, you guys knew why, and then we played with the webcam and stuff. And then, what did we have for dinner? Gee whiz. We made chicken fajitas for lunch. Oh, we had the leftover stuffed peppers for dinner. Brad talked with his brother for a while on the phone. I did some loom knitting. I got a couple more hats done. So I made this baby hat, baby toddler hat. Got a real cool pattern on it. And then the end. And then I made last night this one too, which I really think is cute. This is some of the scrap yarn that RR just sent me. You know, and I'll have to see. This is all of variegated she sent me, and this is all scrap yarn. It's you can use it for rugs and stuff too. So it's a little thicker, which is nice for Alaska. And then what I did was I made some yarn cakes, which were really cool. I have to see if I can find one that I did. Well, I can show you one I did that. Let's see that one. Fine. I know I have another one that I did on the spinner. You know, on my little hand crank spinner. Maybe I can find it. Maybe I can't. Hmm. Well, darn it. I guess I didn't put it in here yet. Hmm. And the other one I already used. I guess I can't show you the one I wanted to show you. But anyway, what I did was I went and I matched up. Oh, sorry, guys. See, I gotta come up with a little bit better. There we go. I did is I matched up like yarns. And I think the very center of this is a yellow. And it is when I hand did, obviously. But the very center of it is a yellow. Then it goes into an orange and a red. And that's how I got this variation on the brim. And then the variation here was I had made my own yarn cakes. And you can do that very easily with, sections of yarn that, are light colors or colors you'd like to see, and then you just tie them off however you like, or you can kind of sew them in. There's lots of videos on how to do that, and it's fun and it's inexpensive. And like I said, if you think you have all these scrap balls, make yarn cakes. It's fun, easy. So, yep, got two more hat to the thing. I had to start a third bag. I already have 2 bags full. So I had to start a third bag. And I'm working on a shawl. This shawl is not for me. This shawl is for somebody else. It's for a friend. And Yeah, so it's gonna be purple. It's purples and blues. This is Lion's brand texture, so which I really like. It's like if you buy one, two or more of the 3 packs are on Hirschner's. It's $8.37 for three and you get 3 of these games in a pack. So yeah, so this is really pretty. And I'm just using a figure eight, a double figure eight on this. And if anybody wants to see me do that, let me know in the comments below and now I can show you very easily with this webcam. But yeah, it's a double figure eight. And what it's making is this real lightweight, lacy pattern. So it's very easy. So doing that, want to finish a painting to have inside here. Um, but yeah, that's about all we did last night. I went to bed about midnight. My hips and my back have really been hurting lately, and what I think it is I'm being more active, and those muscles are letting me know that hey, you know, you're being a lot more active than you were, and I know in time it'll get better because now I'm able to take Missy outside. You know, I'm always going over to the neighbors and taking care of the cat and stuff. And, you know, I'm out and about doing more stuff. And it's exciting. And one of the things I'm going to start doing starting tonight is using my little peddler inside here and to build up my strength and stuff. So I slept pretty good last night. Brad let me sleep in. And see, I was gonna adjust my frame thing because you know I thought it was just a little. Here, let me. Oh, come on, come on. There we go. You know how you get that right in between? You're like too tall, too short. But anyway, so I'm gonna start doing that. I've already been over and taking care of Raymond. Man, the minute he sees me now, he just makes a beeline for me, and I always go sit in the recliner. And he jumps up on my chest and he tucks his little head right here on the side of my neck and he purrs and every once in a while he'll lick my neck, you know, but he is just, you know, he is a rumbler and he is a lover. And, you know, it makes me feel bad because he tries to follow me out the door now, you know, because he just really, but he's hanging in there. You know, he's back to eating better now, which is good. And he kind of stopped eating for a bit, you know. So tomorrow we have to go grocery shopping, and when we go grocery shopping, I'm gonna buy. I didn't see where they had any cat litter, so I'm gonna pick up some cat litter for there, so I can do his box. It's not bad, but I just want to do it, you know. And I don't know if they need any other stuff there. And I don't know how long Mitch will be gone because I'm thinking about getting some TV dinners and stuff to stock the freezer. But I'm gonna wait. And you know, homemade stuff would probably be better. I could make some little meatloaf. You know what? That's a good idea. You know what I could do is I could make some meatloaves. I could buy some of those small individual tinfoil bread pans. Where's my list? I need to write that down. I'll write down in a minute. But and I could make individual meatloaves for him and Brad, and then I could label them and put them in the freezer there. You know, I just try to make a few things that would be easier because, you know, he works full time and stuff, and that'll be an adjustment because Sheila, you know, was home and would do the stuff. So, what else? I already vacuumed and sprayed the carpet, and then I douched the carpet with a full cup of coffee. So everybody say hi to Brad.
Hi, Brad.
Yeah, I went back and got my big mug. You know how I always put my morning coffee in, you know, and yeah, I dropped it. That's why there's the
Wii pad is down there.
yeah, the rewashable Wii pads. Because I was so sick for a while. The reason we have those is I was so sick for a while we were having to use those. And you know, because I would cough real hard and I would lose, I would start to leak and stuff. And so we bought, I don't know what, maybe 6 of them or so.
Something like that.
And they come in handy. You spill something on the floor, you turn the absorbent side, down, so it's pulling up that moisture, but you can still walk over the top without getting your feet all wet and stuff. So, yeah, I christened the carpet. Brad took a nap, and I sat and watched some hoarders and did some loom knitting. And get ready to go to work. And I'm gonna call Linda, harass her for a thing. Her shoulder's been hurting her, and she's got major back problems like Brad does anyway. And then her hip has been just killing her. She couldn't get any sleep last night. She only got maybe 2 hours sleep, hon.
Really?
Yeah, she was up all night with her left hip hurting.
Wow.
Remember we were talking about how she said the only thing was if she laid and put her leg straight up, but she couldn't sleep that way. Brad told her to scooch her butt up against the wall and try to do it. Yeah, I know. But anyway, that's all we really got going on here. Right, hon?
Mm-hmm.
And I hope everybody's having a good day. And I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say. I'm going to make a separate video here in a little bit about what it's like with watching herders. Wow. Ooh, wee. Maybe I should have taken a nap watching hoarders and thinking about how hard it is to let go of a lot of stuff. And Brad and I did that when we decided to move and live in an RV. Is we let go of most material possessions, and what we kept, we downsized.
Yeah. But
And
one of the things I think that was a little easier for us,
yeah,
is you and I are not into the material possessions.
no, but I mean, you had your he had different swords that he would hang on the wall and stuff like that, and you let go of most of those.
No.
Oh, you gave our grandson some decorative ones.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I didn't let go of that many.
Well, I didn't let go of that many horror props, but they're in storage. I mean, I didn't have a massive amount. Because, about the time I started collecting horror props, we knew we were going to be moving. So, for the last couple of years, I really watched, if I collect something, it was small, you know. But I mean, just letting go of things like my depression glassware, but I was going to give that to my granddaughter anyway. So why not give it to her now instead of moving it clear across country so that it could have to be moved clear across country again?
Yeah.
And I mean, it can be hard to go through an entire house. We had a large house. It was about 2,400 square feet. And, it was filled. And, but it's very freeing too. And now we know exactly what we have. And we know there won't be a big mess left for our kids when we do pass away. There won't be this huge accumulation of, my parents lived in this house for 40, 50 years. And, my God, let's call the dump trucks.
Well, remember, I always think about this when you're thinking about what the kids have to clean up. I remember I was helping Herb clean out his garage, and they had been living in the house.
You're blocking my light.
I know.
Look.
They'd been living in the house since the late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah.
And I remember when when Herb and I were working out in the garage, we found a box of newspapers.
Yeah.
From the 40s and 50s.
Now that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was cool, but he was just shocked that he still had all that.
Yeah.
All that stuff out in the garage.
Well, we still have stuff in the rafters of our garage when we were moving that we never unpacked for
Yeah.
17 years,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So I guess what got me thinking about that is because, as much as we would like to get, into some housing and stuff, unless we find something very inexpensive, we'll probably will wait because, um, with a bigger place, you have more utilities, and
Mhm.
we sit down and we think about all of that. We're not some young 20-year-olds that don't know that, gee, if you get into a house, you're going to have a lot more utilities. You're also going to have yard care and all of that, and then you better hope that whoever you're renting from doesn't decide that they want to sell
Yeah.
their home all of a sudden, and that's part of the contract, that they can come in and show the home.
Yeah.
I mean, and we know people like that. So if we rent from somebody, unless we're sure they're not gonna get foreclosed on, or gonna sell the home, or not be willing to do any repairs, it would be better probably to rent from somebody that has multiple properties. That's just our thinking. But you know
I remember one couple that used to come in the store years ago that the house that they were renting, the the guy that owned the house um, hadn't been making any house payments.
yeah.
So all of a sudden, this one couple, the sheriff shows up
Yep.
at the door and says, "You guys got to be out in 30 days."
Oh yeah, I know people like that too. That yeah, all of a sudden you're faced with that, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
And so yeah, but and we're getting this place fixed up more and more. I mean, we're gonna get some kind of little shelving thing that we can put all the spices on.
Yeah.
We're gonna look at that and come up with something, because
Mm-hmm.
that would be nice. And I'm gonna go through, because you guys, I don't. Some of you that have been with me a long time know that when we got ready to move, we thought we had this bright idea of taking all the spices out of the containers and putting them in Ziploc bags. Well, in theory, that worked.
In theory.
In theory, but what we didn't think, we a year later still be trying to open and close these bags that were cheap bags to begin with, and now they don't want to close. So we've slowly been buying a few of the spices, and I'm gonna go through and make a list today and stuff. We'll go in the store tomorrow and see what we need to still pick up. And will you be able to pull those spices from behind there, sweetie?
Mm-hmm.
You might have to pull the microwave out, or not. But yeah. So that's what we're just thinking of. You know, I guess with my friend passing away, and yeah, we knew that she was going to. Uh, but it makes you realize that maybe where you live isn't the most important thing. It's how well you live. How well you really embrace life. I mean, because like that, we could walk down to the beach right here, honey, and
Yeah.
collect seashells.
Oh yeah.
We don't have to wait until.
Oh yeah.
But
Well, there's not that many down here.
okay, but still,
Yeah. But yeah, you're right.
you know. Um, I mean, there's a few though,
Yeah.
and they'll walk along the beach at night.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really matter how big or small of a place. I mean, we all want wonderful homes, but so many times, maybe the home that you remember so fondly would be maybe your grandparent, which wasn't that big at all. You know, I mean, when I think of like, my grandparents and stuff, I mean, what I'm trying to say, it doesn't really matter. And why put off life waiting until you get into, like I'll say, until we get into a house? Well, you just make do and make the most out of everything for now. So, if it's meant to happen, it'll happen. And that's what I really believe. Hun?
Yeah.
It'll happen.
Oh,
It's
it'll
just,
happen eventually.
it's just a series of things that, with, he would need a promotion and stuff like that, because we don't want to get so sucked in that we can't afford medical care and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and we saw a lot of people in Wyoming that they
Mhm.
were, these guys were working out in the oil field making
Yep.
125, 150,000 a year. and then they lose their jobs, and you know, this big expensive house that they bought, and this big
Yeah.
expensive vehicles they bought,
Yeah.
and all the assorted toys.
Yeah.
You know, they were pretty much screwed.
Yeah. That's so true. You
Hmm.
know. And we, we've been through our own hardships, and we don't want to be so socked in that, if you get, I remember times in the past, if we got an electric bill that was $20 bigger, we were in trouble.
Hmm.
you know it's kind of how you had to choose if you're going to pay the electric that month or you're going to pay the gas that month, and then the next month you'd need to pay double on the electric because you didn't pay it the month before, and then worrying about when the disconnect notice would come and stuff. I mean, we went through that for years.
Yep.
Remember, there for years you had like $10 a week for gas and spending money.
Yep. Yep.
So, but anyway, I'm going to get off here. Remember that I love you guys and I do cherish your friendship so much. And I think you guys are awesome. Say bye, Brad.
Bye, Brad.
Bye, guys.